coming up in this week's episode.
This week we are journeying through Tasmania's Heartlands with a rich heritage-inspired road trip from Hobart to Devonport.
Including the sights and tastes of Tasmania's capital city, the #1 tour to immerse yourself in Hobart's pristine alpine environment, historic countryside villages, a museum all about poo, World Heritage listed estates, and a fantastic mix of caravan parks and off-grid campgrounds.
Now remember to grab your free road trip quick guide itineraries from our website,
Or grab yourself a copy of our fully comprehensive ebook to start planning your heritage highway adventure.
Alright, it is time to say goodbye. Here we go, let's do it.
We love you, Tassie!
Can't believe that we are on our final leg of our Tasmanian experience, for this time anyway. Alright, we will be taking you from Hobart through to Devonport to board the Spirit of Tasmania and through what is referred to as the heartland of Tassie's wilderness. This is quite often an area that is bypassed by most travellers because they're really going to the more popular or better known areas of this incredible island state. But I tell you what, there are so many incredible highlights for us to explore over this week. We're going to start with Hobart because we have fallen in love with Tassie's capital city.
Now, a good tip from us when coming to explore Australia's second oldest city is to set up camp in Sorell at the RV Campground. For $8 a night, it is excellent value. It is off-grid, however there is a dump point on site as well as potable water to fill up your water tanks. It's also pet friendly, and right next door is a huge off-leash dog area for your four-legged family members to run around. They also have a great free barbecue and sheltered area that's supported by the local Lions Club. It really is a great choice, and being only a half an hour's really beautiful drive along the waterfront into Hobart, we rate this as the best place to stay.
And we also feel very safe and secure leaving our van here. Okay, 25-30 minutes drive into Hobart. Of course, the iconic Constitution Dock has to be on your list, Sullivan Cove, and there is a plethora of restaurants, markets, food and beverage scene is amazing. Our favourite is Muir's, and this time we went and visited their Pearl & Co restaurant. What a great experience.
Oh, the food was incredible and the views are just gorgeous, looking over all of the boats in the harbour, and then of course in the background are those stunning heritage buildings that are now different accommodation options. We love Hobart's waterfront and how just about everywhere in the city has a view over the water with that incredible backdrop of Mount Wellington. It is just amazing. Now, we spent our afternoon at TMAG, the Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery, and this was such a great surprise and a fantastic experience for all three of us.
And best of all, it is free.
It's free, and when you get inside and you see the scope of what is on offer here, you will be amazed that it is free. It is full of children's interactive spaces, natural and cultural history exhibitions spread out over 2 levels of this beautiful historic building. Jasper didn't want to leave.
Actually, we all had a wonderful time here. The real standout was the Antarctic Island to Ice exhibition, showcasing the 100,000 piece model of Australia's new icebreaker, made entirely out of Lego.
Built by one man over 12 months.
Just awesome. Now, the absolute highlight for our time here in Hobart as a family would have to be the experience we're about to share with you, a walking tour on Kunanyi, Mount Wellington.
Which we followed up with a great lunch at the Cascade Brewery Bar and Gardens, Australia's oldest operating brewery, established at the foothills of Mount Wellington in South Hobart in 1824.
The thing that sets Hobart apart from every other capital city in Australia would have to be that spectacular backdrop of Kunanyi, Mount Wellington. We have just experienced our absolute highlight of our time here in Hobart with Walk on Kunanyi tours.
Hosted by Andy, who is a passionate local, having grown up in the foothills of Mount Wellington. He offers a number of different tours. The 3 most popular are the Walk in Charles Darwin Footsteps tour that we enjoyed, the Under the Organ Pipes Walk, and a full day sea to summit 18-kilometre trek for those of you who want the full experience.
This was so fantastic because Andy is such a great storyteller. Now, the tour we did in Charles Darwin's footsteps covers Darwin's expeditions and attempts to reach the summit of Mount Wellington in 1836 as part of his successful quest to present his theory of biological evolution through natural selection. Now, Mount Wellington is now officially known as Kunanyi Mount Wellington, recognising the traditional owners of Tasmania and their name of this special place. Now, this fully catered, immersive experience includes history, flora, fauna, culture, and then it's all beautifully woven together while walking in this unique and incredibly pristine environment.
What's great about the In Darwin's Footsteps tour is that it is a hop-on, hop-off tour that includes 2 short walks. So it's perfect for families and those who are wanting bite-sized walks on the mountain. Our first walk was at Myrtle Gully, an easy 30-minute walk through some of Tasmania's most beautiful rainforest. We saw cascading waterfalls, some incredible fossil rocks that date back hundreds of millions of years, and some towering tree ferns over 200 years old. What I loved was that Andy called us down off the path and we stood under the canopy of these tree ferns that would have been growing here when Charles Darwin made his first attempts up the mountain.
I think this is what sets this tour apart, is that you're going to these hidden gems that really only locals know about. Every tourist that comes into Tasmania, and particularly Hobart, visits Mount Wellington and the summit. But to actually get into the environment and find these hidden treasures was truly awesome. And then it was time to hop back in the car and be chauffeured further up the mountain to Jasper's absolute highlight, the octopus tree. We've never seen anything like this, and again, to have Andy there to guide us through the pathway, I don't know how else you'd find out about this place. It was incredible.
It really was, and such a stunning environment. Again, a very easy short walk to get to this enormous tree that looks like an octopus, wrapping its ginormous tentacles around a huge boulder. It truly was a sight to see and testament to just how amazing this environment is. Our next stop was also one of Jasper's favourites, and that was for some morning tea. The tour is fully catered, and Andy laid out a beautiful spread of locally produced treats, including some amazing bliss balls and bakery items. He also gave us some guidebooks to peruse through for some more information on the mountain, and we picked up a fantastic coffee from the Lost Freight Cafe that is halfway up the mountain at 600 metres elevation.
The summit is at a point of 1,271 metres in height, and you drop about 10 degrees Celsius. So a good tip from us is to come prepared with layers.
Yes, most definitely. It is alpine at the top and you will feel it. The wind was relentless, but the views are spectacular. You literally have 360-degree views from the summit of Mount Wellington, looking down over Hobart and the beautiful Derwent River, and then back towards the southwest, that incredible wilderness, World Heritage listed area. It is just breathtaking and so worth making that ascent to the top of the mountain.
Now, most tourists' highlight will be getting to the summit, getting the selfie of those spectacular views out across Hobart. But truly, get yourself onto this tour, get immersed in this Tasmanian wilderness, so rich with cultural, historical, flora and fauna that Andy's able to share with you. This will be the highlight of your time here in Hobart.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Okay, travel day for us. It is time to officially leave Hobart and Sorell. We're heading about 68 kilometres up the road to a little historic village called Oatlands.
Yeah, but before we do, we're going to share with you a day trip we took to Richmond, which is another little historic town, and it's only about 25 kilometres northeast of Hobart. Easy 15 minutes drive from Sorell. Absolutely stunning little town. You could spend the day walking the main street. It's got quite a few claims to fame as well, Richmond. It has the oldest bridge still in operation, built in 1823, and it also has two of Australia's oldest churches, St John's, the Roman Catholic Church, St Luke's, the Anglican Church. It really is just a beautiful town, a great display of that sandstone Georgian architecture that they just did so well back then.
It is as though someone has pressed pause in the early 1800s.
Yep.
And I love the stories that are so rich in these little towns. They actually have one of the oldest jails in Australia, the Richmond jail. A great story from here was about an inmate named Isaac Solomon. Now, he was a purveyor of stolen goods. And Charles Dickens is believed to have modelled the character Fagin from his novel Oliver Twist on this inmate.
That is cool.
Which is very cool. Yes, you've got to pick a pocket or two. Remember that?
Pick a pocket or two, boys. You got to pick a pocket or two.
Yeah, oh, my favourite. Another really great attraction not to miss is the Pooseum. You heard me right. What's that about?
It's, well, a museum that actually talks about how is poo made.
How poo's made, really?
Everything that you could ever want to know and possibly not know about poo. It is very educational. It is even interactive. We had a really great time there. We had a really great laugh, but it is a science museum. So if you want to get some education on defecation, it is the place to visit. Yeah. How many hours does it take an elephant to poo your body weight? Okay. 3.5 hours for an elephant to poo you out.
For me?
No.
Fart zone.
Fart zone. Go for
You
it.
ready?
Holy
Combination fart.
The other real highlight, though, would have to be Old Hobart Town, which is just across the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had the opportunity last time we visited Tasmania to interview one of the co-creators of this great attraction, Andrew Quick. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Fantastic. You'll love this. Old Hobart Town.
Hi, my name's Andrew. I'd like to welcome you here to Old Hobart Town. It's a model village of Hobart as it was in 1820, all done from original plans, so it's quite an accurate look at what Hobart was like 200 years ago. We spent over 3 years researching and building just so we could create Australia's only model village that represents one of our early convict-built towns. We have based our main recreation on the city centre. We have done some 60 to 70 odd buildings, including churches, jails, big bond stores and lots of the government buildings. We've built every part of our model village out of various materials. Our little people, for instance, are built out of clay. There's over 500 or 600 of them all out here now telling stories of what we thought may have been going on in those early days. Our little trees, Tasmanian native myrtle tree, which is a large rainforest tree that we have here in Tasmania. We chose this particular tree because of the scale of its leaf. It fitted in perfectly with our model village. They grow to about 160 foot tall. These are 30 years old. I've been bonsaiing these probably once or twice every year. Each person we tend to find that comes through here tends to come back in and tell us about different parts of the model that they found very interesting. I like to think that what we have created here is not only educational for those people who are really into our history and that sort of thing. But it's a work of art. You can view it from many different angles, and the people and everything tells a different story from wherever you look at it. So why don't you come down to Old Hobart Town, learn some of our fascinating history, enjoy the piece of art that we've created here for you to see, become a giant, stomp around Old Hobart Town.
All right, time to set up camp here at this fantastic free camp in Oatlands. And I thought a great opportunity to share with you one of our new favourite products from the guys at Outback Tracks. Of course, they're famous for these, revolutionising the camping and caravanning awning anchor kit. Best in the world. #1 seller in the world for a good reason. We've spoke about those many times on our show, but today I wanted to share with you another one of their fantastic products, and it's these really handy little RV awning hooks. I tell you what, it's the sort of product that once you've got them, you wondered how you actually lived without them. This is them here, completely made in Australia. You can get a pack of 10 for $15. Can you believe that? Check out our gear page on our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com, if you want to find out more details. But these cool little guys allow you to easily slide the hook into the sail track groove of most caravans and RVs, giving you the opportunity then to be able to hang your coats, your clothes. I mean, the uses are endless. Torches, strip lighting. Katie loves to put these in so that she can run her festoon lights. Get a bit of a dance party happening in our campground. They're also really great to run extension cords. As you can see, there are multiple parts of this to be able to use to hang pretty much anything. Absolutely nifty. We love them. You can check those out at our website. Oh, it should be called Coatlands, not Oatlands. It is bloody freezing.
One of those dad jokes. It is a little bit of a contrast to our beautiful blue sky sunny afternoon we had yesterday. It was warm, we didn't even have jackets on, and here we are today. I can't feel my fingertips. Oatlands, what a fantastic campground this is. This town is another one of Tassie's beautiful historical frozen in time villages on this beautiful historic highway through the Midlands. Definitely worth an overnight or two. The campground is fantastic. Now, we took a wander yesterday afternoon from our campsite here through Callington Mill, which is just beautiful and really the centerpiece of this town. Interestingly, it was built in 1837 and it is the only 19th century tower mill left in the southern hemisphere, and it is now home to the Callington Mill distillery, which looks fantastic. Unfortunately, it was closed yesterday afternoon when we wandered through, so if you stop in here and you go to the distillery, please let us know. We walked up the main street and those beautiful historic buildings. This town is rich with stories from the past. Our tip would be to meander through a little bit earlier in the afternoon, as most of the coffee shops and the little stores were all closed when we went through. The pancake and crepe store looks fantastic, another tip from us. The campground itself is great. It is a free camp. You can make a donation and those monies go towards the maintenance, and you can really see what a great job they are doing here. There is plenty of room even for big rigs. There would have been 40 vans here last night. It was super quiet and enough space for everybody. There is a smaller campground on the other side of the road right beside the lake that's perfect for smaller rigs, little camper vans as well. Right next door is probably one of the best playgrounds we have ever seen in Tasmania. If you are travelling with children or the grandchildren, we've even heard of Tassie locals coming here on the weekend specifically for the playground. So it is just fantastic. They have also recently built public toilets just up the road for use of campers here as well. There's free barbecues and a great shelter, so you really can see where that donation money goes. We're going to pop a $10 note in for our overnight stay. I don't know, let us know, is that enough? Is that not enough? What would you donate? What do you normally donate for free camps like this, especially when you know that it's volunteer led? We've seen the volunteers coming to do the rubbish removal and do some maintenance here on the grounds as well. So let us know in the comments below what you normally pay for a site like this, but put this one on your list. It is absolutely well worth the stay. I need to put my hands in my pockets and go and get warm. Here we go.
Let's get warm. Jeez. Here we are spending our last few nights in Tasmania at a really special place. It's called Berry Patch and it's on Turner's Beach. It's located only about 15 minutes down the road from the Spirit of Tasmania. It is a fantastic campsite at only $10 a night. As long as you are fully self-contained, this is a great place if you're coming or going from the Spirit. Before we talk about this place though, we're going to rewind back a few nights to Longford where we last camped, because that was an awesome experience.
Yeah, it sure was. And in fact, on the way from Oatlands, continuing north along this beautiful Heartlands route, we stopped in at Ross for a beautiful drive through this quaint historic village. There are so many on offer on this route. It is well worth the stop. We are told that the award-winning bakery is next level. We didn't eat there. Next time we will.
I know, we came through fairly late in the afternoon, so it was closed. So yeah, you want to get there around lunchtime if you want to get some delicious bakery treats.
Yes, absolutely. And then, of course, we've spent the last couple of nights in Longford at the Longford Caravan Park on a riverfront site. Just beautiful. This is a really great location to base yourself. You're not too far out of Launceston, and to get out and explore a little bit further afield. The caravan park is fantastic.
Okay, so we actually got to catch up with some fellow travelling Queenslanders.
Yes.
Beautiful family, Michael, Alison and their little boy Ethan, who's about the same age as Jasper. So it was a great chance for us to catch up and to let the boys absolutely run themselves ragged each day. And those waterfront sites, if you can book ahead, it's worth the extra few bucks to get those sites because of the amount of green lawn between you and the river.
Yeah, absolutely. A standout for this park is how well manicured it is. The lawns are all green. There are beautiful, big, shady trees, and you can really see the attention to detail that they're putting into the grounds of this park.
Yeah, look, the real reason that you would spend some time here in Longford, and we think a couple of nights would be perfect, and that is to visit, again, another of those 11 World Heritage listed convict properties here in Australia, and that is the estates of Brickendon and Woolmers. Now, we got to visit both of those sites. If you were a little bit short for time though, we would definitely recommend that you choose Brickendon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a really wonderful, interactive experience. That would be our choice, particularly for the young and the young at heart.
Yes, and what is truly phenomenal about Brickendon in particular is that it has been owned by the Archer family for 7 generations now, built in the early 1800s using convict labour under a government scheme where convicts helped build these incredible estates with the promise of freedom. And what's fantastic is that when you walk around this property, you have a wonderful brochure that gives you great information on each of the individual buildings. It is like its own micro village. You can go in to all of the buildings, you can touch and feel and really put yourself back in time and really imagine what it would be like living and of course working here under these conditions back in the day. The boys loved running around the farmlands. There are great farm animals. We picked up a bag of feed and we were met by Chris on the front door, who was so welcoming. She guided us through parts of the property. She grabbed the feed bucket, grabbed the boys and took us down so that they could feed the ducks, Ed, the incredible steer, the horses, there were donkeys and sheep as well. And of course the standout would have to be Aggie the pig. Sit.
Your king.
Good girl.
Now the property stretches out over 1,100 plus acres down to the Macquarie River and then on further up to Woolmers estate. It is still a working sheep farm and you can see the sheep coming and going, walk through the shearing sheds, see all of the old machinery and imagine what life would have been like back in those early 1800s when settlement was happening here in Tasmania. A really great tip from us would be to head across the road to check out the Heritage Gardens.
So beautiful. It felt like we were stepping into a secret English garden and they are immaculately maintained. Actually, a really good tip would be to pack a picnic or pick up some local goodies whilst you're in Longford and go out and actually lay down a blanket and enjoy something to eat, especially on a picture perfect day.
Great idea. It's like Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? All right, an hour and 15 minutes from Longford to here at Turner's Beach and the Berry Patch. We actually came here on our very first visit to Tasmania. It was the first place we stopped. So to be able to come back now and see how much they've improved the campground here, again, beautifully landscaped. We are going to head down a little bit later for a bite to eat. They do have music and musicians a couple of nights a week as well, but a beautiful place to stay and play, again, whether you're arriving or leaving Tasmania.
a night, and to fill your tanks up is $2.
Awesome. Got it in our little envelope. In it goes.
Get in
Thanks
there.
for having us, Berry Patch. Is it in there safe?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Then
go.
someone with a key will see.
Oh, I wish we had a key.
Yeah.
Whoa. Let's go. I'll race you back.
Come on. Whoever catches the hula hoop first wins.
Yeah!
3, 2, 1. I won.
Tie.
Tie.
All right, here we are. We are in the slow but steady moving queue to get onto the Spirit of Tasmania. Boom.
I know.
It feels like the last 2.5 months has absolutely flown.
Yeah.
We have jam-packed our episodes, our drive itineraries to give you the best that we could in the shortest amount of time possible. Did we see everything?
No.
No. Do we want to come back still? Yes, definitely. And thank you for all your comments and the places that we did miss. Next time we won't sleep at all.
They're on a list. They're on a list for next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great question too. If you've got those hidden gems, character stories that need to be told in any state, tell us, because we will get
Yeah,
to
put them
you.
in the comments below, absolutely, because
Yeah.
we are planning what's coming up next.
Okay, let's talk about next week.
Yes, okay, next week we are bringing you the best of Tassie, our wrap-up. We are going to be talking about the absolute highlights, the best campgrounds, the best experiences, the best people, the best everything.
Best food, best beverage.
Yes, oh
the
my
apps,
goodness.
The maps, the resources, everything that we used to really be able to bring it all together. Plus, we're also going to bring you what you need to know before you go on the Spirit of Tasmania, because if you're bringing your own rig, no matter what type it is, there are some things that you need to know before you go. So we'll jam that onto the end of that episode. So it really is your Tassie special.
Oh yeah, that's right. If you're planning a trip to Tassie, this will be the episode for you.
Fantastic. Okay, where are we going next, Jasper?
We are going to...
Sunshiny Queensland.
Woohoo!
All right, what have you missed most about Queensland?
My friends
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that you were going to say...
and the family
The family.
I thought you were going to say something else.
and Granny and Granddad.
That's
Yes,
right.
Granny and Granddad.
Oh, yeah, and Nanny.
Nanny.
And
And
Poppy.
Nanny.
Yes, that's right.
And puppies.
Yes, you want to stay on the inheritance, mate.
Yes.
We are so looking forward to seeing our family. We haven't,
Been like over a year.
been back there for quite a while, and obviously our family's missing Jasper more than us, but that is understandable.
Yes. Look, I have to say, this is probably the first time that we have felt homesick at all on our travels as well. So we are all looking forward to getting home. We're
Yes.
watching all of these rigs roll off the Spirit, ready to start their Tassie adventure. But it will be great to get back to Queensland, back into that beautiful Queensland temperature as
my gosh.
well.
It is so exciting to be heading home.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a bit of a zigzag route to actually get there, of course.
Oh gosh, as we
won't
do.
won't be straight.
No, awesome. And then after we spend a little bit of time catching up with family, we're going to hit the road again to explore Queensland, because really it is so massive and there is so much of our home state that we have yet to experience. So if you've got Queensland tips or must-do places to visit, drop a comment below, let us know, please. We're planning.
Yes, indeed. All right, and I'm clogging up the roundabout, but you kind of have to make your way through. There's a good tip. Just do it. No, we're moving now, but here we go. We'll bring you on board the Tassie Spirit of Tasmania, I should say, as we're travelling. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Tassie.
Bye, Tassie.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.
good. In 1824. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
I've got hay somewhere.
Have you got hay in your bottom? Uh-oh, should we get it out?
Yeah!